Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing's BTCC Replica Championship. This is the sprint race from Oulton Park International Circuit, so we're using the full layout this time. And away we go. Good start from Blakeney and Jay in the background. Good start from Bidzster as well. Getting a good run on TY. Jay's at the inside of Neil, a little bit of contact in the background. Through the first corner, is everyone going to get through safely? I think so. We're coming down the Cascades now. Bidzster goes over the curve, he's around the outside of TY, sideways. Onto the grass, Neil goes onto the grass and takes the board out with him as well. He's going to rejoin Neil. There's a look in the background. There we go, Neil and Jay side by side. We've got a fast left coming up. Neil goes wide, Stevie goes wide as well onto the grass. Are they going to be able to keep it going? He's going to come back on right next to Keith. Oh, bang! Keith takes a hit. And then a bang again. That's 2 hits in a row. Can't believe that. Here we are. TY is in the lead from Bidzster. Into the chicane. TY hits the barrier and Bidzster goes through. Rare mistake from TY. Just hits that barrier on the inside. Tries to cut it a bit too fine. Bidzster's got ahead now. Bidzster needs to get his head down and get this gap. Now coming into the chicane. Let's have a look further back. There's Neil. Got Blakeney with Stevie right on his tail as well. And then all the way back here, unfortunately Keith, after that incident, took him a while to recover. But he's got back going now. So let's have a look back at the... there's Neil in 4th place coming through Druids. After all that action-packed first half of the first lap, I think it's all got a bit spread out now, but hopefully things will start closing up. Right then, let's have a look at the first lap action from on board with Stevie. So at the start, off we go. You see, Jay gets a lightning start in the rear-wheel drive BMW on the right-hand side. Stevie's keeping the middle, Blakeney backs off on the left-hand side to avoid any trouble. See ahead, Bidzster's ahead of TY and they're side by side. We're coming down towards Cascades. In towards Cascades, Bidzster and TY still side by side. You see Bidzster's on the outside, Neil's running wide as well. Neil takes that aboard, you can see there. Now Neil's going to rejoin here. Keith's having a look at the inside of Jay, but then has to back off once Neil rejoins because Jay has to give him space. Then Keith puts the squeeze on Stevie. Stevie and Neil both trying to keep out on the outside of their respective opponents, and they both go on the grass. Then you can see Neil rejoins and bang, hits Keith, and then almost loses control of the car again. Keith tries to turn in and then bang again. And poor old Keith spins out, and that was the first half action on board with Stevie. Here's Mr. Slow One, as he's called. He's a new guy to the championship. He's raced with us in Gran Turismo championships for years, and he's finally decided to get project cars too. And he's getting there slowly. He'll get there in time. So there's Bidzster in the lead. A nice little gap now over TY. Just try and keep it there if you can. But TY's been really on the pace this weekend so far. Here's Jay and Neil closing up. But yeah, TY's going to be really on the pace. He really needs to get his head down and catch Bidzster if he can. It's nice to see Jay Hewson having a good run in the orange BMW. And they finally found some pace in the BMW. It helped with a bit of a practice session the day before, so that helped him warm up to the car a bit. Oh, and he makes a mistake, hits the barrier. Just as I was saying, nice things about him. Goes and does that. Ah well, Neil couldn't capitalise there because Neil went a bit deep in himself. So into Nickelfoot chicane. And coming out the other side, going up Clay Hill. Neil's a little bit wide, but that's just the difference in lines from the front wheel drive and the rear wheel drive. So a little bit further back here is Stevie. And another solid run in the Mercedes. With Blakeney a bit further behind. I think no, sorry, I thought Neil and Keith were, so Neil and Jay were a bit more close than they actually were. Keith's closing up in the background to the back of Mr. Slow One. There's Keith, trying to make up for lost time. Meanwhile, Neil's right on the back of Jay now. He's got a good run through Old Hall. Coming down towards Cascades, he's side by side with JJ, leaves him plenty of room, almost a bit too much room, because he goes on the grass, so he can't get it stopped. And how he doesn't go into Neil there, good control. Coming down towards the fast left and towards the Dunlop hairpin, and a little bit of contact on the straight, just squeezing each other. Neil goes out wide, he spins, back wheel on the grass. There you go. Nope, that's Stevie. There's Neil. There he is. On the grass. Oh well. Better luck next time. But yeah, that just shows you what happens when you get a wheel on the grass. It can just spoil your day. Oh well, so... Now let's go on board with Stevie again, who seems to be in the right place at the right time for all these incidents. So you can see that Jay goes on the grass there, Neil gives him plenty of space. There's a little bit of contact, but it can't be avoided. They go side by side now, going down towards the fast left-hander, and then which leads in towards the hairpin. You can see there's a little bit of touch in there. Neil runs a bit too hot, and then back wheel on the grass. Stevie's lucky to avoid him there, and then that just leaves Neil going off onto the grass. And that's what happened to Neil. Oh well, so O'Keefe in the background has just passed Mr. Slow One. Mr. Slow One's still trying to get up to speed because it's his first race on the championship. He's only had the game about a week, I think, so he's not doing too bad. So there's Jay, with Stevie's closing up to him now, I think. So see if Stevie can close the gap on Jay as the race progresses. Meanwhile, at the front, there's Bidzster. Got a 2.5 second lead over TY at the minute, but I'm sure with TY's pace over the last couple of races, I'm sure that'll be coming down at some point. There's Bidzster, there's TY. Two men in running for the championship. Bidzster is currently behind, but he's going to have to really try and keep these gaps. The only thing is, if he wins the sprint race, he's going to have to start from the back from the feature, and it swings and roundabouts, because you've got to take as many points as you can and really try and suffer the consequences. But really, you've got to think about strategy as well. But I think TY's been playing a better strategy game than Bidzster this championship, and just driving wise as well, you can see how much speed TY takes through that corner. He's knocked 0.3 of a second off of Bidzster just in those couple of sections of corner alone. So he's really trying, TY. Just while there's no other battles going on, let's see if we can get a bit of a comparison of lines. So let's watch Bidzster through the entrance to the Knickerbrook chicane. Here he comes, in quite sideways, then you look at TY, oh well, very, even more sideways. So that's not exactly what I was going for, because Bidzster's quite an aggressive touring car style driver, whereas TY is more on the smooth side, and I think the smooth side seems to pay off a bit more in the long run. But here we are through Druids, coming down to Lodge. Let's have a look a little bit further back. Is Stevie any closer to Jay than what he were? He's not about the same gap, so Jay's maintaining a good pace here to try and keep third place. See the lap times in the top left as well, relevant to the last lap that person's done. You can see TY's just done a new fastest lap, 1 minute 40.9 to Bidzster's 1:42. So TY is really trying now. He's only 0.8 behind Bidzster actually, so he's really closing up. So let's keep an eye on this battle. I'm sure it's going to come down to a couple of laps to go showdown. This is a 6-lap race, and we're on lap 5 now, so we've got a couple of laps left. So about a lap and 3/4 remaining, so let's see if TY can close up. So he's under a second now, so Bidzster will be aware he's closing up. Bidzster's known for his defending in the Neo Racing camp, one of the hardest people to get past. But TY is usually one of the best people that can get past him eventually anyway. And we can see Bidzster throwing it into the corner. Really trying to get out that gap, but I don't think it's going to be paying off, because I think TY is going to be on him in the next half a lap or so, because TY is really strong through these last couple of corners. In just to make you all aware, in qualifying, TY managed to out-qualify Bidzster by 6/10 of a second in qualifying, which is quite a lot around here. And here we go, he's right on the back of him now. Bidzster's having to go to the defensive lines. TY is going to really try and put the pressure on now as we start the last lap of the race. We're going to stick with this battle because there's not many other battles happening on the circuit at the minute, I don't think. And here we go, Bidzster into the first corner, kept it on. He's going to go down the Cascades, the side by side, giving him plenty of room. Onto the inside, Bidzster takes a very narrow line. And keeps it from there a minute. And just while that simmered down a little bit, here's Blakeney and Neil. They're closed up, Neil's ahead of Blakeney still. And let's have a look, see if that's changed between Bidzster and TY now. Into the Dunlop hairpin. And out to the other side, heading towards the island chicane. This is where TY made his mistake on the first lap, so let's hope he doesn't repeat that on this last lap. Bidzster runs in a bit hot, but gets away with it. TY still trying to stick on the back of him. We'll try and move into Knickerbock now, I don't think he's close enough. Bidzster throws it in. Coming out the other side, coming up the hill. I think TY's got a better run here. You can see in the top left the gap's closing down, so TY got a good run here. Bidzster's going to have to watch out, he's going to have to defend slightly. He does move to the inside just to cover the entrance to the corner. Coming out of Druids, heading towards the last corner now, down to Lodge. TY's thinking about it. Bidzster says, nope, you're going the other way, Sunshine. You're not going to pass me on that side. And onto the brakes. Into the corner. TY runs a bit deep though, and I think that's just give Bidzster enough room to take the win. And yes, Bidzster comes across the line to win the sprint race at Oulton Park. Flashed his lights in delight. TY second place. Good race between them two. So Bidzster will start at the back of the grid for the next race. Oh, it was Jay and Stevie. Stevie was closer to Jay on the last lap, and I don't know what happened there, but Jay seemed to run a bit wide and Stevie even wider. So Jay third, Stevie fourth, Neil gets fifth, and Blakeney's back here somewhere. There he is, Blakeney in sixth place. Keith, after being shunted about a bit on that first lap, gets 7th place, and here's Mr. Slow One, still trying to get up to the pace, but he will eventually finish in 8th place. So that was the sprint. Now here's the replay of what happened between Jay and Stevie on the last corner, because we saw some dust fly up, so here we go. Doesn't look like Stevie was close enough for a move now. Stevie just went wide himself, just onto the gravel, and then just made his own little mistake trying to catch up Jay, so that's what happened to Stevie on the last corner. So that was the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again for the feature race.